You details of the Foreign Secretary Vikram Misri's visit to Dhaka. Breaking updates coming in of India talking tough in Bangladesh, with the Foreign Secretary making the message clear that the recent developments have also been discussed. Remember, India has raised the issue of minorities being attacked in Bangladesh. The issue has now been raised in this meeting. India has made it clear that we are concerned about the safety of the minorities, and attacks on religious places has also been discussed. My colleague Rishabh is joining us on the broadcast with the details. Rishabh, India has time and again mentioned that the attacks on minorities is unacceptable, but this time around in the meeting as well, speaking tough to Dhaka.
Well, definitely. India's Foreign Secretary Vikram Misri, who is in Dhaka for the Foreign Office consultation, while talking to his counterpart in Dhaka, has made it very clear that India is concerned about the recent developments in Bangladesh and also how Bangladesh has failed to rein in things, and especially the violence that has been unleashed on the minorities, and especially Hindus. The persecution of minorities in Bangladesh is something that India raked up during the discussion. He also goes on to say that India is monitoring situation, but also not very happy with the way Bangladeshi interim government has responded to the situation in Bangladesh. So very clearly, India talking tough in Dhaka. There have been statements that have been released by Government of India or External Affairs Ministry till now, but here the Foreign Secretary himself, who was in Dhaka, sending out a message loud and clear to his counterpart.
Okay, all right. But Rishabh, what are the details of the meeting? Because this is also the first high-profile meeting that's taking place after Mohammed Yunus has taken over, after Sheikh Hasina was ousted from Bangladesh as well, isn't it?
This is the first high-level engagement between India and Bangladesh since the interim government came in on 8th of August. Remember, on 5th of August, Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina was forced to leave Bangladesh, and she came to Delhi. Since then, there have been a lot of war of words between both the countries. Foreign Office consultation is something which is routine in nature, but in the backdrop of what is happening and the way things are unfolding in Bangladesh, this meeting becomes very, very important. And that's the reason that we are seeing too much of eyeball on this very meeting, where India has definitely walked the talk. The way India has been showing concern has very clearly communicated to Bangladesh also that what you're doing is not correct.
Okay, all right, but there have been a lot of concerns over the last several days. In fact, in the morning as well, an update came in amid the outrage over Chinmay Das's arrest. And before this meeting as well, first it was a sedition case, Rishabh, and then we also had murder charges being slapped against Chinmay Das. That update came in from Bangladesh as well. So there are some worrying updates. Any information on the response that came in from Dhaka?
There have been, multiple messaging that has happened on the eve of the Foreign Office consultation. When the Foreign Secretary was about to reach Dhaka, a case was again filed against Chinmay Das and his supporters, Chinmay Das and 164 of his known supporters, and 500 odd unknown people were named in an FIR that was filed in attempt to murder charge. Remember, on 26th of November, an altercation happened between the security forces and the crowd at the Fort Hill premises in Chittagong, where one lawyer was killed. Now, Hifazat-e-Islam activist has filed a case against Chinmay Das, and this is in a way just to ensure that the present time of Chinmay Krishna Das continues, and that is something that has happened in Bangladesh. Definitely, there have been discussions on this, given that this is more of a closed-door meeting. The information will start trickling in after some time. As of now, nothing official on what all were discussed, except that we know what this is, the point.
Okay, all right. Rishabh, stay with us. Let's play out for our viewers the statement from the Foreign Secretary Vikram Misri in Dhaka.
The opportunity to discuss certain recent developments and issues, and I conveyed our concerns, including those related to the safety and welfare of minorities. We also discussed some regrettable incidents of attacks on cultural, religious and diplomatic properties.
So we just heard the statement that has come in. Rishabh, like you were pointing out, it's a significant meeting that has taken place, but it's also going to be important to see how this is going to play out and what is the action that Bangladesh is going to take, because there have been several reports of minorities being attacked. Chinmoy Das's case in particular has caused outrage across the world.
Well, if we see, Bangladesh is in denial. They have been continuously nullifying and denying any charge that have come their way when it comes to minority and the persecution of minorities. While the world is talking about the persecution of minorities in Bangladesh, and we have seen visuals coming in from Dhaka, Sylhet, Chittagong, Rajshahi. Everywhere there have been attacks on minority institutions, minority properties, temples, even properties, as well as the areas where the minorities live. And as important as the Dhakeshwari temple and the surroundings have been also attacked, the same very temple where Muhammad Yunus visited during Durga Puja to quote-unquote send out a positive message. But Dhaka has been in denial, and they have been saying that this is media creation and media exaggeration till now. But for now, India has sent out a message. India has very categorically said that what's happening in Bangladesh, the chaos in Bangladesh, is not correct, and it needs to be reined in. Remains to be seen how Bangladesh reacts to this Foreign Office consultation from here.
Okay, all right, Rishabh, thank you for joining us. Let's listen into that statement that came in from the Foreign Secretary.
We also had the opportunity to discuss certain recent developments and issues, and I conveyed our concerns, including those related to the safety and welfare of minorities. We also discussed some regrettable incidents of attacks on cultural, religious, and diplomatic properties